Here's Johnny. Johnny.
When The Shining was released in 1918, the audience and critics found it hard to understand. Unlike other horror films of that time, which used jump scares or graphic violence, Kubrick's approach was slow, carefully, and disturbing. For example, critics thought the pacing was too slow, with long, quiet scenes of the overlooked hotel, or that the acting, especially by Jack Nicholson, was too much. The audience expects a classic haunted house story, but got something very different, a psychological journey into madness. It was not the kind of horror they were used to, but today the same elements are seen as genius. Kubrick's attention to detail, his use of space, and how he made the hotel feel like a real character make the movie legendary. It's confused people in 1918, but now it's one of the greatest horror masterpieces. Stephen King, the author of the novel, hated Stanley Kubrick's adaptation. Why? Because Kubrick made major change to the story. The novel tells the story of a man fighting his inner demons and trying to redeem himself. The movie, however, showed Jack Torrance as someone oddly unstable, slowly losing his mind. Kubrick's vision is darker, colder, and more hopeless. For example, in the novel, the overlooked hotel is clearly haunted, with supernatural force controlling Jack. But in the movie, Kubrick leaves everything open to interpretation, or he is simply losing his mind. This ambiguity frustrated King, but it's also what makes the movie so fascinating.
The atmosphere is very strange here.
This place is perfect. I'll be in the peace and quiet to write my new novel. In The Shining, light and color playing a fundamental role in creating a dense and eerie atmosphere. Kubrick uses them to contrast the apparent normality of the hotel with the underlying horror that defines it. Red, omnipresent in the carpet and in the toilet scene, symbolizes the blood, violence, and madness of Jack Torrance. The color reinforces the idea that Jack is absorbed by the Overlook Hotel, evil place where he becomes an emanation of that violence. Reds give the toilet scene a surreal and terrifying dimension. The yellow and orange used for the hotel's lighting evoke decadence and madness. They create a disturbing environment, particularly in the gold room. In contrast, the cold, bluish tones, particularly in the outdoor scenes, and those with Danny reinforce the isolation and anxiety. As the film progresses, colors become more saturated, following Jack's descent into madness. Kubrick also uses natural light to make the hotel more authentic. The contrast in light, often extreme, contributes to the unique atmosphere of the film. Omnipresence of artificial light sources reinforce the oppressive atmosphere. Light and color thus become tools that Kubrick masters to provoke in the spectator emotions of unease, terror, and confusion. The sound is used with technical precision to intensify tension and immerse the viewer in a unique sensory experience. The soundtrack, composed by Wendy Carlos and Rachel Elkind, incorporates dissonant sonorities such as string glissandi and anotal clusters that generate a constant sense of unease. The diegetic sound, such as Danny's tricycle rolling over different surfaces, carpet and parquet, are captured in high definition and mixed in such a way as to accentuate the sonic transition, underlining the strongness of the space. Kubrick also exploits the natural reverberations of the hotel rooms to reinforce the immensity and isolation, playing on the dynamics between reverberant and dry sounds. Silences are skillfully integrated, often broken by unexpected bursts of sound that heighten the dramatic tension. Finally, surreal sound effects such as ghostly voices and cavernous vibration are treated with modulation and filters to create an atmosphere where the boundary between reality and hallucination is blurred. The entire sound design is mixed in stereo, exploiting the sound space to immerse the viewer in the oppressive world of the Overlook.
Jack? Are you okay? Do you want something to eat?
No, thank you. I am not hungry.
Okay. Are you progressing on your book?
Wendy, you have to respect one rule. When I write to my keyboard, please don't disturb me. I have to focus to my novel.
Okay, I'm sorry. Shelley Duvall convincingly portrays a woman trapped in a terror. From the start, Wendy is submissive and avoids conflict, appearing fragile and lost. This makes her performance realistic and human. Her feel feels authentic, especially in moments when she confronts Jack's madness or tries to escape. In the iconic smash door scene, her pulp-up panic stems from Kubrick's relentless direction, pushing her to the limit. Her performance stands out for its authenticity, capturing an ordinary woman in a terrifying situation. For the actor Jack Nicholson, he masterfully portrays madness, embodying a man unraveling through his speech, movements, and expression. Even as an ordinary father, his unsettling smiles and unpracticable behavior creates tension. His wide-eyed stare, evolving voice, and predatory movements amplify the terror. Balancing intense emotion with subtle moments, like his scene with the imaginary bartender, Nicholson crafts a volatile, haunting figure. With Shelley Duvall, he brings shining realism to Shining. Jack? Jack?
Stay away from me! Wendy? Stay away! Darling, light of my life. I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in.
Stay away from me!
Wendy! 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 It's Johnny!
No, please!
So now, let's talk about the cinematography. Stanley Kubrick used revolutionary filming techniques, in particular the innovative use of the Steadicam, which enabled him to create fluid, hypnotic camera movement that heightened the film's immersion and psychological tension. A striking example is the scene where Danny rides his bike through the hotel corridors, filmed in a single sequence shot which accentuates the isolation of the characters in this vast cold space. Kubrick also breaks the 180-degree rule, deliberately disrupting the perception of space and reinforcing the viewer's confusion and discomfort. His shots are meticulously composed. The wide framing illustrates the solitude, while the close-ups on Jack Torrance's face intensity is madness. These technical choices, combined with the use of the Steadicam, allow Kubrick to manipulate space and time in a unique way, creating an atmosphere of suspense and psychological disturbance that has marked the history of the cinema.
Stanley Kubrick revolutionized the horror genre with The Shining, shifting from traditional scares to a psychological exploration of Jack Torrance's mental breakdown. By prioritizing the mind over supernatural or gory elements, Kubrick inspired directors like Coralie Forgate, the director of The Substance, who uses visual metaphors, and Jordan Peele, the director from Get Out, who admires Kubrick's mastery of tension and framing. Mike Flanagan continued this legacy in Dr. Sleep, building on Kubrick's theme and visual.